Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtiki Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangolangayate Girim Yatkrapatamaham Mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 16, a description of Jambudvipa, text 2. Tatrapi Priyavrata Charana Parikhatai Saptabhihi Sapta Sindhava Upaklipta Yata Etasyaha Saptadvipa Vishesha Vikalpas Tvaya Bhagavan Khalushuchita Etad Evakilam Aham Manato Lakshanatascha Sarvam Vijijñā Sami. My dear Lord, the rolling wheels of Maharaja Preyavrata's chariot created 7 ditches in which the 7 oceans came into existence. Because of these 7 oceans, Bhumandala is divided into 7 islands. You have given a very general description of their measurements, names and characteristics. Now I wish to know of them in detail. Kindly fulfill my desire. Text 3. Bhagavato gunamaye sthula rupa aveshitam manohi agunepi Sukshmatama Atmajyotishi Pare Brahmani Bhagavati Vasudevakhe Shamam Aveshitum Tad Uhaitad Gururhasi Anuvarnayitum Iti. When the mind is fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his external feature made of the material modes of nature, the gross universal form, it is brought to the platform of pure goodness. In that transcendental position, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, who is his subtler form and self-effulgent and beyond the modes of nature. O my Lord, please describe vividly how that form which covers the entire universe is perceived. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Maharaja Parikshit had already been advised by spiritual master Shukadeva Goswami to think of the universal form of the Lord, and therefore, following the advice of a spiritual master, he continuously thought of that form. The universal form is certainly material, but because everything is an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, ultimately nothing is material. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaja's mind was saturated with spiritual consciousness. Srila Rupa Goswami has stated, Prapanchikataya buddhya harisambandhi vastunah mumukshubhi parityago vairagyam phalgu kathyate. Everything, even that which is material, is connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur translates this verse as follows. Hari sevaya yaha haya anukula vishaya baliyata hara tyage haya bula. One should not give up anything connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking it material or enjoyable for the material senses. Even the senses one purified are spiritual. When Maharaja Parikshit was thinking of the universal form of the Lord, his mind was certainly situated on the transcendental platform. Therefore, although he might not have had any reason to be concerned with detailed information of the universe, he was thinking of it in relationship with the Supreme Lord, and therefore such geographical knowledge was not material but transcendental. Elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.20, Narada Muni has said, Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavani Vetarah. The entire universe is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although it appears different from him. Therefore, although Parikshit Maharaja had no need for geographical knowledge of this universe, that knowledge was also spiritual. Therefore, although Parikshit Maharaja had no need for geographical knowledge of this universe, that knowledge was also spiritual and transcendental, because he was thinking of the entire universe as an expansion of the energy of the Lord. In our preaching work also, we deal with so much property and money, and so many books bought and sold. But because these dealings all pertain to the Krishna consciousness movement, they should never be considered material. That one is absorbed in thoughts of such management does not mean that he is outside of Krishna consciousness. If one rigidly observes the regulative principles of chanting 16 rounds of the Mahamantra every day, his dealings with the material world for the sake of spreading the Krishna consciousness movement are not different from the spiritual cultivation of Krishna consciousness.